Days Hall for the outdoor plans. A good one to enjoy. Oh, hello. I knew he was hiding.
It's on our show, not your show, Dan.
Come back. Come on to our show.
Come up here. That is one news tonight. We have a guest presenter on 7 Sharp. You guys can go away.
You can't steal him. He is ours.
Yeah.
Billy
Okay.
Crystal over 7 Sharp.
nice.
Welcome.
I'll be here in a second.
Look forward to it.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's right. We have the
Carry on.
wonderful Billy Crystal on the show tonight. He's going to be staying with us, hanging out with us.
Hi.
Billy, welcome.
Thank you.
Does this feel most comfortable?
Yes.
Brilliant. Here's 7 Sharp.
We're going to bomb your set too.
Good evening, everybody, and we pretty much don't need to introduce our lovely guest this evening.
But go ahead.
This is Billy Crystal. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm so glad to be here. We just got here.
I know you did. About an hour ago, you landed.
We did. We
right?
landed it, and there was a porfidi
Well done.
at the airport. Very brave, naked men in that weather. It was freezing out there. So hardy people.
You
Glad
weren't
to be
tempted to join in?
here. No, I didn't know.
No.
Me naked is not fun.
We're going to get a warm coat for you, Billy, although we've got some sunshine coming for you. But we just wanted to... everyone knows you, of course, but introduce you to New Zealand. You know Billy. Take a look at this.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Crystal.
You know the name.
Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal.
You know the face. Well, most of the time.
You got money?
And you know the voice.
It's got to be new haircut, new makeup.
The famous scenes.
Yes! Yes! It's a little crowded. Do you mind if we
The famous friends.
move over just a little bit?
Yes, Billy Crystal is Hollywood royalty.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well,
He's performed in front of every A-lister under the sun.
Mom, look, I know Jack.
And now, for the first time, he's performing for us.
Shiovo Koto. Is that good?
That was fabulous.
That was
we
good.
love it when you give it a try.
Yeah, I tried.
We're going to get to all of your amazing achievements in a moment, but first of all, we want to get your take on what's happening in the US at the moment with the politics side of things, because from our perspective, it seems like quite a circus.
Well, it's first of all, I've been in Australia, and so watching from how many thousands of miles away, the country looks stranger when you're in another place, and this convention just got off to a weird start with Mrs. Trump using a speech that Mrs. Obama portions of, apparently. And then when Mr. Trump speaks, I have a feeling his first words will be 77 years ago, which was Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and go, no, it's mine, it's huge, it's fabulous. So I don't, it's just off to a strange start. This whole concept of him is a pretty fantastic story. It's a fantastic story.
Well, you said a little while ago, I think it was like a reality show.
Yes, of course, and I know him, and I've socialized with him and played golf with him, and in tournaments, charity tournaments, and it's an amazing rise to perhaps being the most powerful man in the world.
What was he like? I love it, the laugh. What was he like? I mean, you've been up close and personal with him.
He's very real. He is what he is. He's a very proud man. He's a boastful guy, but I think he's at his heart he's a good guy. The politics of it, his campaign has been very bizarre and very strange, and I find a lot of it kind of offensive rhetoric, but I can't explain my country right now.
No. You mentioned the Melania speech yesterday. We've got a clip to play actually of that now.
Does she mention me?
Work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say
and you
you're
do
going to
what
do.
you say,
That
that
the
the only limit
to the
to
height
your
of your
achievements
is the
is the
reach of your
strength
dreams
of your dreams
and your willingness to work hard for them.
Make it stop. Just make it stop.
We're going to scare you away from this country in a minute,
Oh,
aren't we?
man.
Speaking of that, Billy, I think a few months ago you said that if Trump won the presidency...
I'd look for a little sheep
said,
farm.
A sheep farm. You said
Yeah.
ranch, I think. We don't do ranches particularly, but I have found a few little places for you.
Well, that's pretty good.
I don't know, are you a wine drinker? Because I have gone for wine regions for you.
Well, yeah, I'm Jewish. I whine all the time. That
This
looks
is-
good.
This is nice, huh?
Yeah.
And this is a little place in central Otago I thought you might like.
See, Pippa's
You
been
know, that's
researching
more
all
my
day.
style.
That's more your style?
That's more my
Right.
style.
That's just
yeah.
15 minutes out of Queenstown, where I think
I'll
you've
take
actually
it.
been before. You'll
I'll
take
take
it. I don't have a price. I think it's a negotiation. House prices
Oh, it's
in New
not a
Zealand.
gift? It's not a
House
gift.
prices in New Zealand
Okay.
very high at the
What do you
moment.
think?
It's up on
think
holiday
this is
houses
me.
now. I think that's a bit of you. You have been in the headlines in recent months as well for the beautiful eulogy you gave at Muhammad Ali's memorial service. We have a wee clip of that.
Ali forced us to take a look at ourselves. This brash young man who thrilled us, angered us, confused, and challenged us ultimately became a silent messenger of peace, who taught us that life is best when you build bridges between people, not walls.
And of course, you were given a standing ovation. What was that moment like? What was it like to be in that room?
Well, it was awesome because we had been friends for 42 years, and it wasn't based on a celebrity kind of relationship. We were friends. I did my first television show with him in 1974, and it just sort of took. And I had no idea that 5 years ago, Muhammad and Lonnie, his wonderful, amazing wife, had started planning his memorial. And that he had wanted me to be one of the speakers along with President Clinton. And so it was, when I got the call that it looked like he was not going to make it that day, it was a Friday, I was called to say that I was requested to be one of the eulogists, which the honor of that was astounding to me. The range of our friendship for over 42 years, from when I first started to be a comedian, it was my first television show, to having a long career now, and his career is beyond compare, that there still was this friendship and trust that I would do the right thing at his service was an awesome responsibility. And I took great care writing it, and to be in that room with 18,000 people, sitting next to President Clinton with my wife of 46 years holding my hand on the other side, who was there that first night in 1974 when I first met him, was, for the two of us, it was just amazing. It was very amazing.
Crazy experience.
It is.
How would
Yeah.
that compare then? Because obviously, you're in front of so many people, but you've done it time and time again. I mean, 9-time Oscar host.
Right.
How does an event like that compare, doing that with the pressure of wanting to get it right, to what you normally do?
Memorial service, Oscars. It's all about, it's preparation. It's being ready. I mean, you can't go on the air without knowing what you're going to do. I can't say the same for them. but it's just being ready for the occasion and being ready for almost anything. And that comes with, I think, with experience and so on. And we talk about all of these things in the show we're going to start here in Auckland tomorrow night. It's just a wonderfully funny conversation, and we've had tremendous success in Sydney, Brisbane, and now here tomorrow night. So I hope people come out.
You certainly will. We're going to talk more about your show a little bit later
Okay.
as well, Billy.
We certainly are, and we know the reviews have been glowing because we have quite a lot of those quotes ready. But there's something else we want to talk about, and it's actually quite appropriate that you're here, being groomed the way you are. There's a battle brewing over beards.
Everybody move, get right in the groove. There ain't nothing you can lose. Now right here's the spot where we'll all get hot with a nasty mess of blues. Here's the place to slap and spank that bass, hear the music. And I mean, this is where the
Yeah, no,
place
it looks
is
amazing.
New Orleans.
And how many acres is it?
Let me introduce Mr. Charlie B.
1,400, right? And is there a pool? Oh, just a lake. That may be a problem. Yeah, and anyone famous live there? Mike Hoskins.
Oh, you don't want it. Billy, you don't want it.
All right,
Not if
I gotta
Hoskins-
go. I
Not
gotta
if
go.
Hoskins lived there.
Right, bye.
You definitely don't want to go
No
there.
way. No, just trust us. You want to
Nice
stay
little
away
place.
from that, man.
But if you do, I think we get a cut at the commission, right?
Of course, we've been selling it to you the whole ad break. You will have just seen out of that break, Billie Holiday. Now, you
Yes.
have quite a strong connection to her. She was your babysitter.
Well, no, she took me to my first movie. My uncle produced her records, and my dad produced many of her jazz concerts. And the first movie I ever saw was a great Western movie called Shane, which, of course, Jack Palance, I would play opposite in City Slickers, was one of the stars of that movie. So when that all happened, it just made all sense. My family was in the music business. We had our own little record store in the middle of Manhattan. It became the center of jazz recording. We had our own label, and that's where I was brought up. My dad produced these concerts. I was always around these amazing musicians, like Louis Armstrong, like Billie Holiday, and all of these people. And that's where I started performing, was in front of these musicians, because I could imitate them and sound like them. And I loved being around them. Their spirit was great. And I think it's a big part of why I ended up doing what I do.
You have had so many fascinating characters in your life. You must have had so much material when you sat down to put together these shows. Well,
you know, they're stories. It's a really intimate, fun evening where we talk about all of these things. But it was an idea that I had, and I started doing in the States, and being interviewed in front of people, and the show's 2.5 hours long of just really funny stories, great movie clips, fun clips that I bring that people haven't seen, unusual things. And it gets to be a very intimate evening, which I found to be more fun than going out and just doing like a comedy concert, because we talk to the audience, they talk back, and it's really fun. I've just had a fantastic time.
And the reviews have been...
Oh, they have been so amazing. One in particular talked about how people might think it's just a stand-up comedy show, but it's so much more than that. And it seems that you've got that talent, don't you? I mean, you have so many talents, but the subtlety is what people enjoy.
Well, I'm a storyteller, and I'm a better storyteller than I am a comedian in some ways. But they're really funny stories, and you infuse it with as much honesty and truth as that'll make the stories great. And I've been around a long time. I met a lot of great people, and that's what we talk about. And in it, though, there are elements of stand-up. It says an evening of sit-down. I'm standing up more than I'm sitting down. And I'm there with Andrew Denton, who's a terrific interviewer. And we have just a really wonderful time. It's really been fantastic so far.
Nice, nice. Look, we're just going to have a little look now to the First Lady's carpool karaoke teaser.
Do you think that would be a bit of you? What would you sing if
you know
you had
what's
to do
weird?
it?
I saw Melania Trump do the exact same thing the other day. Same song, same hair, hand movement. So I don't know what's going on. It's like a bizarro world that the Trumps are living in. I don't get it.
You're the master of mimicking. So what would you sing if you did carpool karaoke? I know you've got a good voice. I heard it on the Oscars.
What would I sing? Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Wow, that's quite tough.
Yeah, that's a challenging...
I didn't say I'd sing it well.
I like that you're up for a challenge.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, schools and their uniform rules have been coming under fire from students lately who've taken to the online world to help fight their battles. The latest instalment, a Kapiti College student fighting to allow facial hair and beards for male Year 13 students.
Well, when can I see it? Are there any sheep on the property?
We're still getting commission.
We are. Don't talk to Mike Hosking. How many times do I have to tell you? Now, it all started out as a school project, and now it's gathering quite the momentum.
Do I have to clean up after that?
Rebecca Edwards looks into it.
No, There were two things I really wanted to be. A stand-up comic or a New York Yankee. Or a really funny New York Yankee. Sunday number 1. I'm bored.
And you managed to do quite a few of those things in the end, didn't you? That's a wee snippet or a wee taste of what we will see at your show, which, of course, is in Auckland, the Thursday and Friday evenings at the Out Here Centre, ASB Theatre. What more can you tell us about the show in terms of what we can expect?
Well, you can expect not to know what to expect. I think that's the best way to describe it. I think it's you know, if anyone who's been a fan of what I've done, you'll see a lot of it. And all different kinds of stuff, and it's really, I've been so excited about the reception we've gotten so far with this kind of new kind of form. So it's just we just have a lot of laughs,
A lot of laughs, yes. I want to ask you, Billy, because when we were talking to people about the fact you were coming in, people went, oh, the Oscars, or oh, When Harry Met Sally, oh, Monsters Inc. Do you have?
I like when you do that.
And I went Princess Bride and When Harry Met Sally and Monsters Inc. Do you have a favourite?
I just love what I do, and I like all of them. They're like all my kids, and and there's no favorites, but there are little moments of them. I love being Miracle Max. in The Princess Bride. Have fun storming the castle. I love that. City Slickers was a really fun, hard movie to make on horseback all the time with these cows, but acting with Jack was great. And the movies I made with Robert De Niro but you know, my soft spot is Harry and Sally. It was like an amazing script, the late Nora Ephron, greatest director for me, Rob Reiner, and playing with Meg was like just so easy and fun. And we made our first appearance together in 20-something years last year at an event honoring Rob, and nobody knew that we were going to walk out together. And when we walked out together and they played It Had to Be You, the place went, it was at Lincoln Center in New York, and the place went crazy.
Oh, we are not surprised by that at all. You talk about the soft spot. We've certainly got a soft spot for that movie, as I'm sure a lot of other Kiwis have.
Yes.
But what's great is that new generations keep discovering it.
Yes.
That, you know, it's sort of timeless that way because, you know, people fall in love.
Oh, lovely. Look, now tonight we are launching a new campaign where you get the chance to reward someone who deserves a break, someone who has grabbed hold of life against the odds, or someone who just deserves a huge thanks.
Welcome to ASB Good as Gold. Now, ASB is our new partner and will reward deserving Kiwis that need a hand or deserve some acknowledgement. So, tonight...
Amazing thing, the world has gotten smaller.
We've been chatting a wee bit during that piece. We've been looking at pictures of your grandchildren, which has been lovely, and looking forward to seeing that safety video, obviously, in New Zealand too.
Exactly.
We're going to give the last word. We think he deserves it. Billy Crystal, thank you so much for coming on 7 Sharp.
Thanks for
Look,
the station. Has bought me this house.
We're really generous.
I love this country. So generous.
And if you want more of this, remember Thursday and Friday night here in Auckland at the Altius Centre. Ticketmaster, I believe,
this is where the after party
and this is where it's all happening.
We'll be there.
I said I'd give
Bring
you the...
your own sheep. It's a BYOS.
It's your karaoke song. It started.
Oh, there it is, Marvin Gaye.
Such a great song. Thanks, Billy.
See ya.
Thanks, lovely.
You got to sing this part.
Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
How great are they?